what's the good impression of Korea?
I can see like people are putting their mask when they close to us.
Like they're really trying to helping us, even though that they don't speak English well.
Pressure. This is like a point for me why I would never be able to spend my whole life here.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Jin. What does Korea look like to foreigners who come to Korea for the first time? I got curious about this, so I asked people on the street about the first impression of Korea. Then let's check it out. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Jin.
Where are you from and how long have you been in Korea?
Indonesia, and we've been around 1 month.
I'm from France.
France.
I was born in the south, but now I live in Paris.
So how long have you been in Korea?
7 days. It's my first week.
From Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Are you guys a couple or just friends?
Just friends.
Just friends? Alright.
We're both from Germany and we're here this time, like it's our third time, and this time we're here for vacation and tourist sightseeing. Yes.
Today's topic is first impression of Korea. So first of all, what's the good impression of Korea?
Wow. When I went here, I didn't have any expectations. But when I left, I was so, I had such a good impression of Korea. The food, the people, Korea has so much culture, and I love culture.
Also, like the street dancing was pretty
Yes,
cool.
the
Like the
busking.
vibe
In
is
Hongdae, right?
yeah. Like
This is super nice.
I've never seen something like that
Yeah.
before. Like the vibe is like just awesome. Like everyone has a lot of fun.
In Germany, you will get the police will come up to you and say you can't dance here. So this is super nice,
Yeah.
especially for the youth, just to watch, have entertainment at night. Super nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
One that's memorable for me is free water when you enter the restaurant.
In Indonesia,
There's no free water.
they don't offer.
No.
Oh, really?
In here, I see that there are many electric vehicle already. So I was impressed about that because in Indonesia we are just about to start about the electric vehicle.
I think the public transport is very good here. Maybe at first it's hard for you to understand the subway line and everything, but
Yeah.
after you understand it, then you can go anywhere easily. Yeah.
There's so many lines, but
Yes.
once you get used to it,
Yes.
it's easier.
Yes.
You just can use the subway apps to make your life easier to use the train. What else? The people also nice. There's one time we asking the directions, like they're really trying to helping us, even though that they don't speak English well. They're really trying to helping us.
For me, traveling is seeing difference of cultures. So first impression was the size of the city. Seoul is so big. You have so much areas and so much to discover, and every area is different. So you can do different things in different places. If you go, my place is where I live is in Hongdae, but it's so much different from Itaewon, from Gangnam, for Myeongdong, for all the places. Also, the smell is really good, in town.
Really?
Yeah. When I'm passing by the markets and stuff, you can smell so many different things, so many different foods. Of course, the food here is amazing. It's one of the part I came here, and people are really nice. For example, yesterday we went to a spa for the first time with my friends, and there were a guy who worked for the government. He didn't speak English, just only a few words, but we talk with hands and movements and stuff during 2 hours in the spa. It was so nice, and at the end we hug, we share Instagram and stuff, and people are really nice with us. They talk easily if we are alone. If we are in a group, they're not gonna bother you. But if they are in if you are alone walking by, they're gonna ask you and what you do, where are you from, and yeah.
Then the next question is, then what's the bad impression of Korea?
So far, so good. So far, everything is good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The food, because we are Muslim, so we're looking for halal foods. So that's why we need to come Taiwan or a place we need to Google where we can get the halal food. Yeah.
I think when we ask something to the Koreans, to the local, I think most of them answer our question in Korean, and we don't understand the language, so it's kind of hard to communicate.
People don't really speak English.
Yeah.
On our first day coming in here, we asked to the police where are our dorm, because we don't know where we're going and what what transport should we take, but the police can speak in English, so we just confused and we walked about 2 kilometers, bring our luggage into our dorm. It's quite hard for us. Our Korean language is still pretty bad, so we cannot communicate with the locals. So we just go to the tourist area like Itaewon and Myeongdong or Hongdae. So because in this area there are many people can speak English, so it easier to us to communicate with them.
It's like something that gets on my nerves is that Koreans walk very slowly and they don't make room for you. Like if you have a group of Koreans coming at you on the streets, they won't move aside. So you will have to move aside and be like, okay.
Like when you go out to eat, like the food size is pretty small.
In Germany, we eat like portions this big on our own. Here we have to eat this.
And we went to like the pancake house, and you can get like 3 pancakes or 6 pancakes, and we were like, oh yeah, we want to have 6, like each person, and they were like, are you sure? And we were like, yeah, like, but it's 6 pancakes. We were like, yes.
It's normal size in Germany.
That's normal size.
Yeah. Like I see this a lot, but like this, you have to be. I think it's a standard here to be like thin, or they prefer people to be thin. This is something I don't find it inconvenient because like I don't care. I don't live here, but I think for people here living under this pressure, this is like a point for me why I would never be able to spend my whole life here, because like being under this pressure, like you have to be thin, you have to look good, you have to invest so much money into this stuff. Like when you walk into Gangnam, the first thing you see is surgery, like so.
And also like everyone dressed really well, right?
Yeah, but this is a plus. Like the outfits, wow. In Germany, everyone walks around like they're not pretty either. Dressed there.
The first thing is like about like ecologic problem, like with plastic. There is plastic like everywhere, every time. You can buy a small thing, it's in the plastic bag, which is in the plastic bag, which is in the plastic bag. If you order, we talk with friends and Korean. I have a friend who lived here for a few years, and he said like they don't really care right now. So if you order something, it's I can remember the name. It's the Korean Amazon.
Like Coupang?
Like Coupang, yeah. They can deliver a small thing, like a piece, like of small thing, and it's gonna be in a big bag and a big bag.
True.
Like everybody is going outside with bubble tea and stuff, like always plastic.
Plastic
It's kind of crazy, But I think it's like in a lot of countries like this, but it's kind of different.
And also like if you go to a bakery,
Yeah.
like all the breads are
Exactly.
are in a
Packed.
plastic bag, right?
Yeah.
So
Packed. Everything is packed. We cannot say it's weird because like it's just a different culture and different way of living. So Second, I don't know. Sometimes I can see like people are putting their mask when they close to us. It's kind of weird, but if they like cross by us, like they can tell I'm a foreigner. They putting like immediately a mask on the face. I think it's weird, but I don't know why. Like I cannot explain if it's something mostly like around racism or something, or maybe it's just like because I don't wear it sometimes, or I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're not doing it because you're a foreigner or something. They just wanted to be safe.
Like if you see crossing people, they won't do anything, but if it's us, they're gonna do it. I don't know, like on subject, it's a little bit different. If you talk to Korean people, it's, I don't know, gay thing. It's still really conservative.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, or marriage with strangers and foreigners, different religions, different. Like it's difficult to talk, at least, or the approach is really different. Maybe not that open-minded on every subject, like pornography, sexuality. This is a kind of taboo. So on a few subjects. My friend told me like it's getting better and better. I know it's like it's a young country in sharing with foreign people. Like it's almost an island, because it's close on the north, and so it's really different. And they opened with the foreign countries really early compared to other countries in Europe, in America. So it's just because it's a new thing, but I think it's gonna get a better and better, or in that way, in that direction, more and more.
Yeah. The next question is, what would you say to people who want to visit Korea in the future?
Just come here. There's nothing to scare about. Yes, everything is fine here.
I think learn some Korean first. I think that's the most important step for me.
For me, do some research about where you're staying and maps because in Indonesia we use Google Maps, but in here Google Maps doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
We use Never Maps and Kakao Map. So yeah, do some research and what Koreans people do and or usually use in here, so you don't get lost like us.
Okay.
Check the weather. That's really important. It's
yeah,
really
very-
different. One thing I didn't tell, it's like the humidity in the air is like so much different than us. So I'm sweating like really a lot when I'm walking, and it could be like really hot. There is no sun, but just the weather is really hot. Like it's warm. You have to see what type of clothes you need to bring to come here.
Yeah.
But of course, it's my first time, and I already want to come back and visit. It's really nice. Like even if there is a few bad things, like most of it, like it's really positive trip for me. And I think not only Seoul, you have to visit. I'm gonna see Busan in a few days. I'm gonna see Jeju and do the Alasan mountain.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to do it. Maybe I can say to people, like, don't plan everything, like every minute, every time. Just plan at least a few things you want to do, and you go in a spot in your area like this. I wanted to go to Itaewon during the week, but I didn't know when, so it's like now, and it's okay. I didn't plan all thing I'm gonna do, but I know I'm gonna just walk, and it's gonna be okay. Like I think we need to explore things without like a guide is really good to see what things you need to do, like palace and I don't know, the view, the point of view or something, and the area, the neighborhood. But if you don't plan everything, that's good, because you're gonna see something you didn't expect to see.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you so much for the interview, and I hope you guys have a good day today.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.